happening, people? It's your girl Mina. Welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is. Big up to everyone locked in, bro. Yeah, it's not looking good, man. It says in the title, guys. When does it get better? I actually don't know when it gets better. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe as well. Let's talk about this shit show because that's what it was. That's what it was. At no point in the game. Firstly, I hope everyone's doing well. Despite that game, I hope everybody's doing well. But I'm not gonna lie, guys. At no point in the game did I feel like Manchester United were ever gonna win. Even Man United being 1-0 up, I just did not see it happening. I did not see it happening. And bam, cash money. And Nasiri haunts Eric Ten Hag in European football once again. If you lot remember that Sevilla game, yeah, when he dunked on United, done it again. Done it again. Ruined my birthday. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Big up to everyone. Let me see what you lot are saying in the chat. Garnacho stinks. I've seen enough. We're going to talk about Garnacho because I don't know how he played the full 90 minutes. Ahmad needs to fight Ten Hag if he doesn't start next game. We're going to talk about Ten Hag. We are going to talk about Ten Hag. We're going to talk about Amad Diallo as well because he looked pissed when he was coming on. I mean, being the third choice winger behind Anthony, even I would be pissed. I'm not gonna lie. If I was third choice behind Anthony, even I would be angry as well. But listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. You lot know it's late. It's late right now, but we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it, and we're gonna start. You know, Jose Mourinho, this guy, bro. This guy just likes. He just likes this shithousery. He just likes shithousery. And what better time for it to be against United? I mean, technically, it's not 3 points. But to them, it would definitely feel like 3 points, given the season that they've been having, and to come back from a goal down against Manchester United to nick a point, it's a big point for them, and it's not a good point for United. Now, I was watching the game on TNT Sport. Robbie Savage, he's actually a horrible commentator. I don't know, can't TNT find better commentators? Because Robbie Savage and the other guy that was on comms with him was talking about, oh, you know, it's a point in European football. The real test is on Sunday. There is a test on Sunday waiting for Man United against West Ham, but equally so, let's not downplay this result. Let's not downplay this result. Is there anyone in the chat that's actually happy with a point? Because 3 points in 9 in Europa League it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Because look where it leaves United. 21st. Out of 24. 24 is where the bar ends, I think, for qualification. Manchester United are en route to finish in and around that 20 area, bro. That's a joke. That is, guys, that's actually a joke. Like, I can't believe it. I'm laughing because if you don't laugh, guys, you'll actually cry. Let's dissect the game. Let's start with the goal. It's a decent worked goal for Manchester United. Good on the counter, by the way. It's very good on the counter. Ugarte starts it all now. Watching Ugarte today, there's definitely some things that have stood out for me, right? He's not good on the ball. He's not good at passing. He's not good at the ball. However, when it comes to breaking down the opponent, i.e. when he's in Manchester United's third or he's in the middle third, he can do a job defensively. But on the ball, he's not that good. And I said this on stream yesterday when we were talking about this game. I was talking about the idea of DMs in world football and having a DM to have a good DM is to have a good DM that's good defensively, but also good on the ball. Like, it's not one or the other. For me, it has to be both. If you're gonna be in them conversations of the top DMs in league or in Europe, you've got to be good on the ball. But I'm not going to downplay kind of what he did defensively. I felt like it was a good worked goal. Now, if I'm not wrong, and I just want to bring it up quickly here just to make sure I'm correct. That's Christian Eriksen's 7th goal in all competitions. That's Christian Eriksen's 7th goal in all competitions for Manchester United. He's been finding the back of the net and also getting assists. I think he's got like 7 goals and 5 assists, if I'm not wrong, guys. Someone correct me if I am. But that's how it is. Faisal says, absolutely not happy. Brush says, unbeaten in Europe, just 6 points off top. You're such a troll. Ugarte was brilliant until the subs forced him to play higher up the pitch. Yeah, the substitutions forced him to play higher up the pitch. I was happy with him just sitting in front of the back line. Like, I know Eric Ten Hag before the game, he said we defend with 11 and we attack with 11. But sometimes I just feel like it's better if we don't attack with Ugarte. Because I do feel like quite a few times he put the ball in. Even when he plays passes, guys, it's quite heavy footed. I don't know what it is. It's really, really quite heavy-footed. Let's start with this guy here. Because I understand an experiment, guys. When you ain't got players, I understand the need to experiment. I understand if there's an injury problem, but I don't know what the hell that was about starting Mazraoui in the 10 in the first half. Like, he barely had any touches. I mean, Man United barely had the ball. They had like 38% possession in the first half. Fenerbahce dominated the possession, strung more passes together. And on top of that, were able to get more chances on goal. Onana, for me, again, came up big for Manchester United. And this season, guys, I feel like results could be so different if it was not for Onana. I'll be honest. Allow him. He's an act. I'm not getting on to him. I like Mazraoui, guys. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's a 10. And this idea of Erik Ten Hag coming out before the game and saying, you know, he's played there for me before with Ajax. He's played there once. He played there once for you. So don't say he's played there before. Like, yeah, okay, he's played there before one time. Is this a game to experiment when you've got an option in Zirkzee, you've got an option in Ahmad? You could have even played Eriksen. And yesterday, but on the stream, I was saying I wouldn't be mad at starting a strong midfield of Casemiro, Eriksen, and Ugarte. Even though Man United had no other midfielders on the bench, I wouldn't have minded that. At least Christian Eriksen will be playing in his traditional place because he was darting up the field. He was darting up the field throughout most of the game. So just put him in the 10. For me, just put him in the 10. Put Mazraoui at fullback. You're saving yourself an extra substitution because second half comes, Manchester United concede 3 minutes into the second half, and suddenly that experiment of Mazraoui in the 10 is over. It's over. It could have been over before the game even started. Big up to Fat4 says, for me, doing well in the first half isn't progress. This trend is consistent since the Carabao Cup win. Erik Ten Hag has a good squad, but he can't inspire them. Sack him and salvage the season while we can. Ineos ... Mina, I want to see Maguire starting up top when he's fit because Erik Ten Hag has played him there before. This is Ten Hag's Phil Jones taking contact. Honestly, I said it before the game. I tweeted saying, this is a risk. We've seen Erik Ten Hag take risks before with the 10 position. We've seen Weghorst play there, right? And Bruno played out on the right-hand side. But that risk only works if it pays off. Did it pay off today? I don't think it did. I really don't think it did. I don't think Manchester United really benefited in that first half from this experiment because it's not like Man United dominated possession. It's not like they created a lot of chances in transition. Man United in the first half, I feel like, actually, for about 60 so minutes, I felt like Man United were playing in transition. And that's why I actually said, and people weren't happy with it, but I tweeted saying Zirkzee will come good when he's got runners in that he can play in behind. And I felt like that was on show in the first half when it came to transitions. But transition for me, it's not sustainable. Playing transitional style football, it's not going to get you 3 points game in, game out. It's not going to get you results. It's not going to get you points on the board every single game. It might nick you a point. And I mean, away from home, guys, I haven't seen it yet because Erik Ten Hag hasn't done his post-match press conference yet. But I know for a fact Erik Ten Hag is going to come out after the game and he's going to say it's a point away from home in Europe against a difficult team. So it's a good point. And I don't feel like that. I genuinely do not feel like that. I don't feel like it's a good point. Manchester United now sit 21st out of... I don't know. Let me see what you lot are saying about Mazraoui. Mazraoui in the 10 showed me life can be better with a technical 10. I mean, if Manchester United had a technical 10 that's good on the ball, that's good in, you know, I'm not even going to say in transition because I don't want Manchester United to play transition style football. I don't want that. I do not want that. But if you have a technical 10, Manchester United would benefit from it a lot more. They would really benefit from it a lot more. What does Ahmad need to do to get game time? Yeah, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Whoa, for the first time since 1980. Was any of you lot born between 1980 to 83? Because this stat is ridiculous. For the first time since 1980 to 83, Manchester United have failed to win in their last 6 European games. What has happened since 1980 to 83? The internet was created. Google was created. Game consoles were created. PlayStation, etc. Like, what has happened since the 80s, guys? Tell me what has happened. Only one of my siblings were born at that point. A lot of my siblings were not born by that point. A lot has happened since then. A lot. The Soviet Union fell. When you put it into perspective like that, guys, that's, if I'm not wrong, that's 40-ish years. That is 40-ish years. I was born. Okay, so Riri was born. Fat Four says he was born too. But that let's put it into perspective. Let's put it into perspective. I actually came across this after the game. Manchester United have won 1 game in 11 in Europe under Erik Ten Hag. The last win, or the only win, was a year ago, 1-0 against Copenhagen. And who was the man of the match then? Andre Onana, who saved the penalty. Manchester United cannot play under Erik Ten Hag in Europe. Well, they can't play at all. But in Europe, I don't know what's worse, guys. Europe will probably, they're both as bad as each other. I think they're both as bad as each other. Because, and this idea, so there's 41 years, Mina. 41 years. 41 years. Damn. Mina, I told you about Mazraoui. You called me a Mazraoui hater. He's not better than Diallo at anything. Do you guys think, is it harsh to judge Mazraoui based on his showing in the 10? Because at left back, I don't think he was bad. I don't think he was bad at left back. I think actually Manchester United caught a bit of a lifeline. What's his name? The guy that came off for Fenerbahce, black guy on the wing. Let me see what his name is because I don't want to mess it up. Osei Samuel. When he came off, I feel like that side of Fenerbahce was not as threatening. I don't think it was as threatening. Alan St. Maximin was on the other side against Diogo Dallo, got the assist. But yo, let's talk about this guy. This guy haunts Manchester United, guys. Yeah? If Erik Ten Hag has to come up against a team that's fielding him in Europe, I know he's scared. I know he's scared already. Because this guy likes to upset Manchester United in Europe, number one. Number two, it's not just that, but for me, is actually the defending for that goal was atrocious. Again, TNT commentators were talking about the wide players in Diallo and Rashford letting St. Maximin get the cross off. But for me, I think the defending from Victor Lindelof was even worse. The defending from Victor Lindelof was even worse. He did not even jump. And the series didn't jump that high, by the way, guys. He didn't jump that high. But Victor Lindelof did not even jump. Let me try and find actually a screenshot. I can't show you the clip. I'll get copyright, I'll get copy strike, whatever it's called. But he literally dunked on Victor Lindelof. And I can't even say he dunked because Victor Lindelof did not jump. And we know, by the way, En-Nesyri is a guy that can get in the air. En-Nesyri is a guy that can get in the air. If you don't remember the World Cup for Morocco, Mina, you still got the fear about it. I don't know what you're talking about. This guy hates us, knocked us out 2 seasons ago. Now this. Listen, yesterday, you lot said that I was bluffing. You guys said I was bluffing when I said En-Nesyri will be a threat in the air. I said he would be a threat in the air, and you guys said I was bluffing, and he actually had 2 chances on goal. He actually had 3 chances. He had 4 chances. Onana saved Manchester United. And you know what? This is where I'm going to give credit to Onana, because he's a guy that's come out and publicly backed himself coming into the season, and he's been so big for Manchester United in what has been a crap season that I actually think he's single-handedly saved Manchester United's integrity of whatever it is that's left under Erik Ten Hag. He's actually saved it quite a few times in games. En-Nesyri had so much time to get up, pick his place. Not even, and it wasn't even like a dagger of a header. It was just a simple header. Defending wise, we have a problem. Our defensive structure falls apart, ball in the air or techie dribbling. Diallo didn't come close to St. Maximin. Lindy didn't jump and attempted to head the ball clear to keep his head intact. He didn't even jump. And that's why I was not surprised that he got hooked. But equally with saying that, if the experiment with Mazraoui wasn't a thing, I don't think Victor Lindelof would have played. I don't think there would have been any need for Victor Lindelof to play. You've got your 2 fit fullbacks. You've got alternative players on the bench that can play in the 10. You should have just gone for that. And like I said, credit to Onana. Credit to Onana because he single-handedly saved Manchester United with a double save. And the first header was a phenomenal header. It was a phenomenal header from En-Nesyri. So for Onana to make that first save and then make the second save, kudos to him. But let's actually talk. Let's talk about this guy here. Let's talk about this here. This is an injustice. if you want to call it that. Now, Garnacho, Rashford starting. Yesterday I said, if that is the option that Erik Ten Hag goes for, I won't be mad. But if it's not working, then please change it. And Erik Ten Hag did change it by taking off Marcus Rashford. Now, out of the two wingers on display tonight, I don't think Marcus Rashford was the worst one out of the two. I don't think so. If you guys agree, if you disagree, sorry, let me know in the chat. If you disagree, I would like to hear your thoughts. But I don't think he was the worst out of the two. Garnacho, I think, was running down blind alleys, taking shots from God knows where, and struggled, I think, with the physicality that the Fenerbahce defenders were showing. I think he didn't really bode that well with it. And to look at the bench and say, you've got Anthony, you've got Ahmad, and you choose to bring Anthony on, I mean, it's unfortunate for him to get injured. Like, I feel sorry for him to get injured. But why was he the first option to come on? Why? Again, I just don't understand it. And you can't tell, no one can sit here and say to me that Ahmad is not good enough to play. You can't say to me Ahmad's not good enough to play. You cannot say Ahmad since, by the way, yeah, I saw this before the game and I was shocked. I can't say I didn't believe it, because I did believe it. Let me find the stat quickly to bring up for you guys. Amad Diallo had a man of the match performance versus Southampton. This was back in September. And then went on to win Player of the Month for Manchester United. And since then, guys, do you know how many minutes he's played? Well, in the last 2 games coming into this, nothing. He played 68 minutes against Porto, 5 minutes against Spurs, 67 minutes against 20, 76 minutes against Palace, and 6 minutes against Barnsley. And no minutes against Villa, no minutes against Brentford. And came on today. I actually think Erik Ten Hag had no intention to bring him on. If it wasn't for the injury, and best of luck to Anthony. I hope he's okay, because it looked like it was like a hamstring injury or something. And the reason why I'm saying that is Man United need as many fit players as possible, because I don't want to hear the excuse of injuries from the manager in press conferences. If Manchester United are not performing, I want journalists to grill him for the style, for the tactics, for the option to play transitional. Manchester United, when Erik Ten Hag was appointed, we were under this, I'm going to say we were under the notion that it was going to be a possession style team. Erik Ten Hag since has gone on to play transitional football for Manchester United. And the worst thing is, it's not even successful. It's not even a successful style of transitional football. Damn, I zoomed in a bit too much. That's a bit of a scary photo. Let me see what you guys are saying. Erik Ten Hag wants any excuse to drop Ahmad. Bun Anthony, really fuming that all of them hugging, smiling after that result. Ten Hag is smiling. There is nothing to smile about. There is nothing to smile about after that game. There is no doubt anymore. Erik Ten Hag does not like and does not rate Ahmad. No wonder he has not signed a new contract. This is why I said the other day, it was my hot take. I said if I was Ahmad, I would leave. If I was Ahmad, I would leave Manchester United. I do not want him to leave. I think technically he is one of Manchester United's better players, and you cannot doubt that. There's no way you can doubt that. However, it's unfortunate for him to be this far in the pecking order for Manchester United against players that, for me, don't deserve to play. Like, you're chasing a goal in a Europa League game, which for me is a must-win. I came into this game, I said this is a must-win for Manchester United. However, I did say I could see a draw on the horizon just because of the occasion, the atmosphere, and the fact that Manchester United are not that good away from home, let alone in Europe. Away from home, they are not that good. But you cannot be 3rd, 4th in the pecking order against players that don't deserve, I think, that are not good enough. Let me not say they don't deserve it. They're not good enough to make an impact when you're chasing a goal. It's the equivalent of Erik Ten Hag needing a goal and putting himself on the pitch. It doesn't make sense. It just makes no sense. Ahmad in that 5 minutes had the best action all game. You know what? Actually, coming to that point about Ahmad, and just Man United in general, guys. I don't know if you guys saw it, because it's something I observed today. Why is it Man United are so frantic from set pieces, corners, free kicks? Why is it when a second chance lands after a failed opportunity at a set piece, everybody's just shooting from everywhere? I'm seeing Ugarte trying to hit it on the volley outside the box. I'm seeing Licha taking a shot. Garnacho, everybody. What happened to just relax, restart, recycle? I don't know. I wish someone could actually explain it to me, because I can't make sense of it. When Manchester United have set pieces, and we had a chance, I think it was De Ligt had a header, Livakovic made a save, another corner, nothing from it. Nothing from it. And I just don't understand. If you have a set piece, and we had quite a few free kicks from threatening positions. I understand Christian Eriksen went for goal with that chance, but there was one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side to put a ball into the box. It gets cleared out by Fenerbahce. Someone taking a volley on the edge of the box. And I've seen Bruno do it in the past. So clearly, it must be instructions. Because if everybody's doing it, you can't tell me everyone wants their name in lights and, glory, getting the goal, the game-winning goal. It can't be. And I feel like when Man United did have those set pieces, at no point was it a panic in the game to be that frantic, because there was still about a good 10, 15 minutes left of the game. I mean, the extra time, 5 minutes, how much of that was actually in play? None of that was actually in play. Now, Manchester United, over, I don't know, the course of the last couple of months, 5 wins in 17 in the Premier League, which is 21 points out of 51. 1 in 11 in Europe. Do you know how bad that is? I do not know. I do not know how anyone can look at this and think it's going to get better. And that's what I'm saying in the title. When is it going to get better? Because for me, guys, this might be wild to say, but if Manchester United continue like this with Erik Ten Hag, just end the season here. And you know what is the worst thing about this all, guys? I'm defeated, but you know what the worst thing about this all is? That this time last year, or around this time last year, after Galatasaray at Old Trafford, I said end the season now. And a year later, we are still in the same position, if not worse. I can't say we're worse. Do you guys think we are worse than this last season? And that's how low the bar is. This time last year, where Manchester United was, in comparison to where they are now, do you think we are the same? Do you think we are better? Or do you think Manchester United is worse? Because I actually think Manchester United is worse. Because last season, at least, if United were drawing, I could feel like we could get something at this point of the season. In October. By the time it got to December, I was done. But in October, I felt like it was just a hiccup. Yeah? Right now, I feel like this is not getting any better. It is only getting worse, game in, game out. And this idea and this notion that the Premier League is where we need to improve. We need to improve everywhere. How can we improve in the Premier League, guys, if we can't even improve in other games? Like, Manchester United's best game this season was Barnsley, bro. Like, Barnsley. No disrespect to Barnsley, but it's Barnsley. And you're telling me since then, there's been no game this season that I feel like Manchester United have been great. I haven't used the term great all season, guys. I've used it when I'm talking about other players from other teams and, Champions League and all of that stuff. When I'm watching Barca, when I'm watching Madrid, etc. But I have not been able to use the term great for Manchester United. And guys, what makes it even worse, 20 years to the date, I think it's 20 years since Manchester United played Fenerbahce in the Champions League. If you guys will remember Wayne Rooney, 20 years later, look how the mighty have fallen. Honestly, look how the mighty have fallen. Let me see what everyone's saying in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new here. This is a therapy session at this point, guys. It's actually a therapy session at this point. But yeah, be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you are new here. If you want to support the channel, you can by sending in super chats with your comments, questions, thoughts, or to show some love to the channel. If you want to show some love in alternative ways, you can by joining the members gang, aka the minions. You can join that pinned in the comment above. You get your badges, emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel, guys, because I'm bringing the content every day, but it's killing me. It's killing me. Today I was going to cancel the stream after the game. But I already set it up, so I was like, shit, I have to do it. I got to see it through. Let me see what you lot are saying in the chat. Same as last season, shite is shite, even if it comes from different sources. Yeah, bro. Listen, the shit in the toilet, in flipping McDonald's, and the shit in the toilet in flipping Hakazan is the same shit. Just different toilets. That's it. We're actually regressing, Mina. We are. The regression is so bad. It's the regression is really bad right now. Worse, we're playing help me keep my job ball. That is the worst type of football, because at least former managers, when they were at this moment, they could scum out results. They could get scummy wins here and there. I can't see a win on the horizon, which is what scares me the most, guys. This team is just so uninspiring to watch. When was the last time you guys looked forward to watching United? Because I think for me it was in the latter stages of last season, probably around December time, that for me it was just like I'm not enjoying it, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna watch them, and it's gonna bother me. It's gonna haunt me. Because I'm not gonna lie, my delusion last season until about December, I did feel like maybe we could turn it around, maybe. But right now, I don't have any sort of hope. I don't have any of that hope at all. We have improved a bit, but only because last season was spectacularly bad. Big up the Bridge Nation. We've got a Chelsea fan in here, man. Do you know how crazy that is? Chelsea fans are flexing on us. United are in a rut which your ownership isn't willing to fix. You know what it is? I feel like our ownership is they're just covering their eyes. Because there's no way we can watch this and suffer and they're not suffering. There's no way that they're watching this thinking, you know what, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Let me see what you guys are saying. I genuinely look forward to watch them each game, but I'm constantly reminded that our manager is a parasite. A parasite is kind of harsh. Why does our two holding midfielders, Ugarte/Ericsson, don't come for the ball when we are trying to play out from the back, just like Fred Amrabat, to make playing out from the back easier? Our pressing is dead. I don't think our pressing was really that existent today, guys. Do you guys feel like the pressing was existent? I mean, we're holding on to very small hope right now, because we're talking about that. Eric Ten Hag actually spoke about Ahmad after the game. I think he was talking to the mainstream media, and he said, Ahmad, he is doing well, but I must also reward the performances of Anthony in training. He is a threat almost every training, so I felt that in that moment to bring him in to decide the game. I'm going to run that comment back one more time. one more time, because Anthony, and like I said, I feel sorry for him to get injured. I would never wish an injury on anyone, and you guys shouldn't do that equally. You should not wish injuries on anyone. He's good in training, so you need to reward him. Is that how it works now? Is that how it works? I'm just going to run the comment back one more time. Eric Ten Hag said, Ahmad, he is doing well, but I must also reward the performances of Anthony in training. He is a threat almost every training. So I felt in that moment to bring him in to decide the game. Paul Scholes questions the improvement of Man United under Eric Ten Hag by saying 2 and a little bit years in, a lot of money spent, and we're not seeing improvements. I mean, I'm glad someone can see it. I'm glad somebody can see it, because it seems like no one can see it. Let's see. You lot know, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but let's go and see Eric Ten Hag's post-match comments after the game. Anthony left the stadium, by the way, on crutches and in a boot. So I really hope he's okay. Onana. So Onana did the post-match media. Onana did the post-match media with TNT, and he said he was asked about his double saves, and he said it doesn't matter. The important thing is to win. He was talking to MUTV, actually, sorry. Then he went on to say players must be able to play in several positions. I think Mazraoui had a good match. He played in this position at the beginning of his career. He is capable of it. He then went on to say we had more control than them. We showed character, but we didn't win. I think we were better than them. I'm going to come back to that comment. He went on to also say, it's very disappointing for me, for the club. We have an obligation to win at Manchester United, which we didn't do. We take our responsibility and we move on. He said that Manchester United were better than them. Stats show, and even the eye test, by the way, shows. The eye test shows Manchester United was not the better team. Throughout the game, if you look at the whole 90 minutes, across the 90 minutes, I would actually say it was a level playing field. I think Fenerbahce's second half weren't as good as they were in the first half. But equally saying that, I think both teams were just okay. That's it. So to say that we were better than them and we deserve to win, you need to read the room. Let me see this tweet about Ahmad that show is talking about quickly. Which one? About his contract ending? Which What am I looking at? What am I looking at? If you were leadership staff, would you save your face by sticking with your wrong decision, doing the right thing, and do what's best for the club? I've seen many colleagues choose to save their face. Big up to Nuruddin, says just dropping in to say what Ten Hag done to these lot is criminal. Nuruddin, did you go to the game? Let me know if you went to the game or not. But if Nuruddin is saying this, guys, and Nuruddin has been supportive of Erik Ten Hag, I think this shows where we're at. I really think it shows where we're at. What did you guys think of Ugarte? I know everyone wants to talk about Ahmad. Everyone wants to talk about Mazraoui. What did you guys think about Ugarte? Because I think he was okay. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, defensively, I think he's all right. When it comes to breaking down the opponent, sticking a foot in, getting the ball, I think he can do that. But bro, that passing for me, I can't look past how bad his passing is. 0% accurate long balls. He won 5 duels and lost 7. In total, ground duels won, which is what I'm actually praising him for, by the way. It's what I'm actually praising him for. He won 30%, 3 out of 10. Is that really something that we should be seeing? And he committed 4 fouls, by the way, got booked, and I was actually worried that he might get booked. Now, he did save Manchester United from conceding a goal, so I can't look past that personally. I can't look past that. But what I don't understand, and this goes back to the manager. And I wish a journalist, I really, really wish a journalist would ask this in a press conference, because isn't the right thing to do to go with your strongest lineup and deal with the bench afterwards? Oh, you didn't go. You were saved, bro. You were saved. It was a blessing. Ugarte was good, man. Good tackles, broke down their goal scoring opportunities. Not progressive at all going forward. All round equals bad signing. Yeah, I don't know, man. When you weigh out everything, because I think that's like we're talking about. Onana's coming out after the game saying players need to play in multiple positions. Players need to have multiple attributes. You can't just be good at one thing. Like, I feel like as a defender nowadays, for example, fullbacks. You look at fullbacks now. Fullbacks get butchered just for being defensive minded, and fullbacks also get butchered for just being attacking minded. You have to have a balance. You need in certain positions. I feel like you have to have a balance, and I think in that DM role, especially for what Erik Ten Hag wants to do or what he's trying to do, you need to be good on the ball, and you need to be good with your duels. You need to be good breaking down the opponent. You need to be good in defensive transition. You can't, I think, have too many null factors. I feel like when you look at the checklist, you're looking at the checklist, you can't really have anything that's blank or an X. You need to have tick, 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 tick. Ugarte signing is on Ineos, shows they're not the football saviors this fan base claims them to be. Zirkzee signing also shows that. Let's talk about Zirkzee as well, guys. Let's talk about Zirkzee, because Zirkzee got the nod to start up top today. And the goal in transition, for example, I think shows where he can kind of be beneficial. There was a moment where Garnacho was going mad for him not playing the ball in. Then when moments where he did play him in, he does these step overs. I don't know. When you do step overs, for me, if they look slow, don't do them, because there's no point. But he did step overs. A lot of the time, I feel like Garnacho was running down blind alleys. He was trying to like run through players rather than run past them. There was a few things that he did do well, especially when the fullback, when the Fenerbahce fullback came off and they kind of changed shape. But Joshua Zirkzee, for me today, it was just everyone was just It was just I don't feel like Joshua Zirkzee was going to score at any point. Højlund came on and the hold up went away because he was trying to play more ball to feet. But Højlund was willing to take shots on goal. He was willing to at least try that, get away from a player, get a shot off. Joshua Zirkzee's starting position a lot of time during the game. And by the way, guys, another thing on Manchester United's build-up play, it doesn't work. It doesn't help. Joshua Zirkzee doesn't help it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Manchester United far too often go long. They go long. Whether it's from Onana, whether it's from De Ligt, whether it's from Licha, where they can't pass from the back, they will just go long. And Joshua Zirkzee will not win his aerial duels. Not all the time, anyways. All the time, he will not win his aerial duels. He won 1 out of 4 aerial duels today, and that's only in one half. So that is, I could say 1 in 4 in a half. I don't know how bad that is, but when you pair it with the idea that he won 1 in 4 ground duels, that means he won 2 out of 8 duels altogether in the first half. That's not good enough. Not when Man United are going long far too often. Not when Man United, when they go long, rely on that second ball. And I've highlighted it lots of times. I think that is so flawed. I don't think that's the right thing to do. I don't think that's sustainable. But apparently, asking for sustainable football is being unreasonable. Someone said that to me once. Marcel did. He said to me it was unreasonable to expect Manchester United to have sustainable football at this point in their journey. And I don't even want to call it a progress because it's not that. Not all tall people can jump. I can't too. That's true. But I think I think that's important. I think it's important for Manchester United anyway. If you're gonna go long, you need to have people that are gonna win the ball up top. Like if you're gonna win 2 out of 4, 2 out of 8 duels in one half, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. He's agile enough to control the ball in tight spaces. That is true, but at what expense does that come? Again, I go back to this notion and this experiment that Erik Ten Hag decided to do with Nazir Mazraoui in the 10, because it might have been even better for Manchester United to go with Zirkzee in the 10. I actually think it might have been better. I genuinely think it might have been better for that to happen, because at least then, if Zirkzee's in the 10 and we're praising his ability to control the ball and his ability to play an outlet, at least he's got Højlund directly behind him, and he's got wingers out wide as an option. He could play off of Højlund. He could play off of Eriksen, who was darting forward quite often during the game. What was Rasmus Aerial's duels saying? Let's go find out. Let's go find out, bro. Let's find out his aerial duels. 1 out of 1. In one half of Rasmus Højlund playing, he won 3 out of 4 ground duels, and he won 1 out of 1 aerial duels. Manchester United stopped really going long centrally, I think. I don't know if you lot realize again, but there was times I wish I got a screenshot. I might have to go watch the game back to get a screenshot, because there's one particular point. Man United are playing on the left, and this is why it's important to have midfielders or deep-lying midfielders that can play a good pass, because they went back to Ugarte. Ugarte went back to De Ligt. It went to Licha. It went out to Mazraoui, who was playing as a left-back at this point. And Marcus Rashford was in heaps of space in the right-hand side. One switch would have changed the direction of the game. A diagonal switch across would have opened up a lot of space for Manchester United to then get bodies into the box, potentially for a cross. Maybe Marcus Rashford could have run at his man. But they continued with that left-hand side. Eventually, they went back to Onana, and I think he just went long to the left-hand side. And when Rashford came off and Antony came on, again, I don't know if you guys realize, but Diogo Dalot is more forward than Antony. Diogo Dalot, the right back, is more forward than Antony, and he is literally playing on the inside space. I like to call it the half space between the winger and the 10. He's playing in that half 10, if you want to call it that, half right wing. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. He is there, and we've seen him play there on the opposite side when he plays left back, when Onana tends to go long and they try and kind of go for the second ball. But I say this time and time again, what is the need for Manchester United to have possession just to get rid of it by going long with the hopes of winning the second ball? For me, that's not realistic. I don't think that's realistic. We need to revamp. We need a revamp of the squad when Erik Ten Hag gets sacked, brother. This is the revamp. This is the revamp. So we have to revamp the revamp. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Revamp the revamp. We have to do surgery on the open heart surgery. Zirkzee got the assist though, but nobody gonna mention it. No, I said it was a good kind of transition that started from Ugarte, led to Zirkzee out wide, and then again he got the pass to Eriksen. Good on him. At least he got a goal involvement, because the drought in front of goal is real. How many goals do you guys think, by the way? How many goals do you guys think Zirkzee is gonna get this season? Because coming into the season, I said for a guy who scored 12 in all comps, I said 15 all comps Man United. But now when I'm seeing the rate at which Man United are scoring at, I don't know if he gets double digits, guys. I really don't. We are in basically October, we're coming up to November. Does he get 10 goals in all competitions? I don't know. I actually don't know. I really don't. 5 in all comps, says Breadwinner. Renato says 8. Less than 5. 10 goals max. 10. If it's double digits, bro, that's an achievement. If it's double digits, it's an achievement. Because outside of what he does, 20. Outside of what he does in transition, in possession, he is quite unconvincing in front of goal. And as a striker, I think that is not where the strong suit should be. You shouldn't be good on the ball in tight spaces, deeper down the pitch, and in front of goal, you're having a mare. But equally with saying that, I don't think he had a chance on goal today at all. 0 shots. 0 shots on goal today. Did 0 shots on goal. I don't know, man. 21st place in the table, 3 points. We're doing level. Let's look at that table, guys, just quickly. Let's see the company that we're in. Let's look at the company that we're in right now. Man United are 21st in the Europa League. I'm going to pull up the whole table because I want to see the entire table. I want to see the entire table and see what it looks like. This is what the entire table looks like, guys. I have to keep scrolling if we want to see where Manchester United are right now. Lazio, 3 teams unbeaten. Lazio, Tottenham, and Anderlecht. Erik Ten Hag's former team, 4th. 7 points. Galatasaray, 5th. Frankfurt, 5th. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that team because you're not going to get onto me. Athletic Club, 8th. Bode, who we have, by the way. I think we have Bode, right? We have them. Lyon, 10th. Rangers, 11th. Olympiacos, 12th. FCSB. Fenerbahce, 14th. Porto, 15th. Slavia Praha, 16th. Sociedad, by the way, we're still not at Manchester United. Sociedad, 17th. Hoffenheim, 18th. Roma, 19th. Victoria Pleasant, 20. And there we have Manchester United, 21st. 21st. And you know what, guys? It's actually not that we're not that far off from dropping out of what's it called? The top 24. We're not that far off. Now, if Man United continue, if we hypothetically draw every game, we've got 8 points. I don't even know if that's enough to go through. Let's see who's at the bottom. All right. So there's a few teams. There's a few teams that haven't won. But this don't look good. I mean, look at our Ineos mates. Our Ineos mates are 32. 4 points away from 8th. Terrible start, but now we've got to run the table. Nothing short of 3 wins in a row will be good enough. The thing is, we say that, right, Chalaboy Comics, but is Man United going to get 3 wins in a row? Are they going to get 3 wins? Are Man United going to get 2 wins in a row in Europe? Shout out to our Ineos teammates because they're feeling the struggle with us. They are feeling that this looks bad on Ineos, guys. Mina, are you seeing this quote? What quote is there? Let me see if there's more quotes from Eric. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? I haven't seen any new comments from the manager. 3 ugly 1-0s. Yeah, is it big of me to say that we've passed the difficult fixtures in the Europa League? Surely it gets easier, guys. I say, when does it get better in the title of the video? But maybe it gets easier. Maybe we've passed the difficult parts of the Europa League. Now, Jose Mourinho, speaking to the media after the game, this guy loves it. He loves shithouse Regressing United. I can't believe he got sent off, by the way. He spoke about Erik Ten Hag. He said, I think I know what he tried. With Zirkzee, they wanted to see if I press him when he drops. If I don't go, they have 1 extra player. And if I go, they tried to create space for Garnacho and Rashford. I think strategically, it was good. He's basically little broing him, saying, I know what he tried to do. He then went on to say, the situation with Mazraoui may be for you, big surprise, but for us, maybe not. Amrabat told me Mazraoui can play this position. He did it a lot for Ten Hag at Ajax. He is not Bruno, but he has legs to press the centre-backs. I don't really see pressing that much. I don't really see that. Erik Ten Hag also said, away from home. Let's pull up Erik Ten Hag on the screen whilst we go through Erik Ten Hag's comments. Erik Ten Hag said, away from home in Europe, hectic ambience to start with 4 attackers is too much. Nazir is very capable to play that position. I made him a fullback when he played number 10. He's saying, I made him. Listen to what he said. Erik Ten Hag said, I made him into a fullback when he used to play number 10. He was helping the midfield, supporting Zirkzee and pressing, and was a big part of the goal for Eriksen. Obviously, we know what he said about about Amad Diallo as well. Are we going to get another draw against West Ham? Don't bet against it. We'll score first, concede, and then collapse. Deja vu. After Copenhagen, there are no easy games under United. Have we had... I said this coming into Europa League. I said these 2 fixtures away from home in Europa League would be difficult fixtures. And I remember after the draw, people saying on my stream that I was hyping it up, and I said Porto and Fenerbahce are not going to be easy results. But for me, Manchester United, if they want to show under Erik Ten Hag that they have improved and they've learned their lesson from last season, they will at least get 4 out of 6. I said 4 points out of 6 will be the least. Instead, Man United have walked away with 2 points. Now, I didn't even look at the FC20 game and think that was a game that Man United would not win. I didn't look at it because I thought, okay, FC20 at home in Europa League, okay, Man United should be able to see it out. But you're telling me that 3 games into Europa League and Man United are yet to put a win on the board? You can't tell me that's not concerning. Based on data, we will not get 3 in a row, but Amad needs to be on the pitch. It's so painful seeing our best attacker not playing. What are our next fixtures? Let's look ahead. Do you guys really want me to do this? We can look ahead. We can look ahead to our next fixtures. Damn. Here's our next fixtures. When will it stop, Mina? I don't know, guys. When will it stop? I don't know. Here's our next fixtures. We've got West Ham, obviously, on Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff away from home. I mean, it doesn't help the form that United are in, but also equally, it doesn't help that it's away from home. So that's the first point. Then we got Leicester City in the Carabao Cup. Okay. We played them, I think, twice, once in the league as well. And then we got Chelsea. Next Sunday, guys, is going to be, oh my God, that's going to be a telling game for Man United. And also, I think that will show you, can Kudus play? No. Mohamed Kudus is out. So that is one thing that works in our favour. And I don't think West Ham are that in the best of form right now either themselves. So either way, it's gonna be a big game for both teams, both managers. It's gonna be a big game. Now, I'm already looking ahead to Chelsea. And the reason why I'm looking ahead at Chelsea is because I feel like Chelsea and Man United started in the blocks. They started at the blocks, the racing blocks, quite similarly in terms of, you know, they had new ownership coming in that were just all over the place. Last season, Man United and Chelsea were in the mud together. They were in the mud together. Chelsea weren't that great last season. But this season, they've turned it around on its head. I watched Chelsea against Liverpool at Anfield. United could have wish to put in a performance like that this season at Anfield against Liverpool under Erik Ten Hag. They could wish to do that. I felt like Chelsea could have got a draw against Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool's experience and their quality kind of edged it out for them. But going into this game against Chelsea, I can't even say at home, I feel like Man United have an advantage because Man United welcomed Liverpool and Spurs to Old Trafford and got walloped 3-0 by both of them. So I can't even say that game is a game where we have a few things on our side. West Ham, though, that's a scary game. And the reason why I'm saying it's a scary game, not as an opponent, they're not scary as an opponent, but is what it is the situation that we're in right now. Let's talk about Garnacho just quickly. Let's just talk about Garnacho. Like I said, I was shocked to see him play for the full 90 minutes. Had 2 shots on goal. Decent passing. But I felt like a lot of the time he was running down blind alleys. I feel like he was running down blind alleys quite often. And when I say running down blind alleys, it's with the ball at his feet. He has the ball at his feet, and I'm concerned about whether he's going to get past his man. And that's why I said I was shocked to see Rashford coming off. Additionally, this is a guy that pulled out of international duty due to an injury. Is that not mismanagement? You're playing him 90 and then you're probably going to play him again on the weekend. And Erik Ten Hag, if he's questioned about why he took Marcus Rashford off, he'll probably say that he was saving Marcus Rashford for the weekend. He'll probably say that. He'll probably say he was saving Marcus Rashford for the weekend, saving his legs, because Manchester United have a run of games that require that. But for me, a young player that already has played so much games for Manchester United and is clearly, for me, when he gets hit and he gets like tackled, and you can see a player left something on him, you see a player has left something on him in the tackle, and he stays down for a couple of seconds, maybe. You can see he's a guy who looks like he's genuinely in discomfort. For me, that's mismanagement. We've seen Kobbie Mainoo run. He's been run into the ground and now has an injury. You don't want the same for Garnacho, because unfortunately, with that, and now Antony out injured, or potentially could be out injured, he left the game on crutches with a boot on. Man United don't have a lot of options on the wide side. And on top of that, can I just say, Erik Ten Hag is playing Marcus Rashford on the right to accommodate Garnacho. This experiment, by the way, and I've said this experiment of Rashford on the right, I need it to end. Yeah, he got a chance today. Was playing some good. He plays those good kind of diagonal balls to Garnacho, but I don't want to see him on the right hand side. I don't want to see him, and not at the accommodation of another player that is evidently not performing well. And that's why I think it's kind of hard. I don't want to like fully blame it on the players, because I don't think it's them that's just looking so bad. I don't think it's them just looking that bad. Decision making needs to improve big time. That is, I feel like if you guys go back and watch Garnacho in his first year at United, yeah, and you watch him now, bro, you can see the change. You can see that, like that. I guess when you're a rookie, you know, you're a young debutant, you play electric. You know, you play with no fear. I remember being at the FA Cup final in Erik Ten Hag's first season, and Garnacho came on, and suddenly everyone's on their feet because, you know, they felt like Man United could get something when we were down to City. And now I don't feel that. And I don't know what it is. Has he lost that kind of burst? Has he lost that I don't want to say the drive, but he's lost the excitement? Has that been coached out of him? Because I feel like that happens with a lot of young players, right? It's either nature or nurture, basically. You can be an exciting, electric, eccentric player, but it can be coached out of you very easy at a young age. And I feel like when I watch Garnacho, it looks like that kind of what we liked about him has been coached out of him. Now he's running down the line, yeah, just trying to drag a ball back across the box. I don't know what it is. This is FootMob. I don't really go off of FootMob ratings all the time, but this says a lot that Onana given a 6.8. You see, this is why I don't go off of FootMob, guys. Genuinely, this is why I do not go off of FootMob, because Onana with a 6.8 rating is a bit questionable. I can't lie. It is low-key a bit questionable. Is there anything else from Erik Ten Hag after the game? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. He actually little broed him. He's actually, what is this? I thought this looks like Photoshop. Jose Mourinho is laughing. Jose Mourinho is just laughing right now. But also one thing I don't understand, by the way, from Erik Ten Hag, is him saying away from home in Europe, a hectic ambience to start with 4 attackers is too much. If Bruno was playing or was available, would you not have started with 4 attackers? Because saying to start with 4 attackers is too much. I'm sorry, what? So you played a right back in the 10 because you said that you turned him from a 10 to a right back, but he wasn't helping out consistently defensively. Like, let's try and make sense of this. But again, like last season, if you try to make sense of Erik Ten Hag's post-match comments, you will drive yourself crazy because you won't be able to make sense of it. But let's try and make sense of it. Erik Ten Hag said, away from home, hectic ambience to start with 4 players in attack is too much. So you choose to start with a defender. For why? For why? I really, please, journalists, don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm sure I can count on you to ask these questions. Surely you might have to ask these questions. He then went on to say about Antony. Let me bring up Erik Ten Hag again on the screen because I know how much you lot hate it. So we're going to pull it up one more time. Erik Ten Hag also said on Antony, it's really unlucky for him. I feel real compassion for him when he works so hard in training. If he mentions training one more time, I swear, I swear, I'm not even joking, guys. If he mentions training one more time, I am going to lose it. I'm going to lose it right now. Anyway, he then went on to say on Antony, his training performances are that good that he deserves to come on. When you have to come off so quickly, that is really sad to see. Hopefully it's not too bad. We have to wait 24 hours for what the assessment is. This reference of training, it reminds me of the Jadon Sancho thing, guys. It actually reminds me of and the reason why I'm saying it reminds me of the Jadon Sancho thing is because Erik Ten Hag emphasized how bad he was in training, being the reason why he doesn't deserve to start or play or be in the matchday squad. So at least he's sticking to his guns and he's showing that if you're good in training, you deserve to come on. But I'm sorry, you can be so good in training that does not that doesn't trickle down into matchday settings. I'll give you an example of that. Benny McCarthy said in training, Manchester United are near enough perfect because it's training, guys. Do you know how easy it should be for you to look good in training? Because you're training. It's not an 11v11 competitive match. It's not a match environment. Yeah, people can look bad in training, but most of the time I think players look good in training. That's why probably a lot of them start and a lot of them get all this game time. Erik Ten Hag saying Antony has been so good in training that he deserves to be awarded. Yeah, that's at the expense of Manchester United getting a point. That's actually at the expense of Manchester United only getting a point. Do we really want to do this? By the way, guys, did you not see this? Did you not see this when Amad was coming on? When Amad Diallo was coming on, and maybe I'm just reading too into it. Maybe I'm just reading too into it. Let me try to find it. All the coaching staff went over to him. Did you guys see this? Am I the only one that saw this? Ruud van Nistelrooy was hugging him. Even Rene Hackett went over to him. Everyone was going over to him, hug, bam, all of that kind of stuff. He just looked at this was like, you know, when Antony comes on with that angry face, he looked pissed, yeah? But all the coaching stuff, but Erik Ten Hag. Now, I don't want to read too much into it. I do not want to read too much into it. But surely if you're chasing a goal, which, by the way, guys, I don't feel like Man United were chasing a goal in the last 5 or so minutes. I think they accepted the draw. I think they accepted the draw and just needed to see the game out. But if you are making a change that late into the game, bringing on an attacking player, the least I think you should do as a manager, even if your coaching staff have done it, is go over and just words of affirmation. That goes a long way. Just say, yeah, go out there, boy, go out. But it's the fact that Manchester United's manager did not do that. For me, it raised a little bit of a question mark. It raised a little bit of a question mark. And even if this was Antony there, guys, the same thing happening, I would have said the same thing about Erik Ten Hag. If he did not go over to Antony and did not kind of just, what's the word? I don't know what to call it, guys, but you don't know what I'm talking about. You just kind of just tap them on the head. Why do I keep tapping myself on the head? That actually hurt. Ouch. But just tap him on the head. You know, Ruud actually gave him a hug from like this and was like, yeah, come on. That is so small, but it goes a long way. Again, I might be reading too much into it. I really might be reading too much into it. Big up to Wajid with the super chat, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jazakallah khair. Says, I want Ahmad to leave and find success somewhere else. This bold fraud line on his name. The man wins player of the month and then gets dropped. What do you expect from him? I mean, how can a player, by the way, how can a player form any sort of kind of consistency if they're inconsistently in the team? Like, it's one thing to be on the bench, guys. It's one thing to be on the bench. But if Antony did not get injured today, Ahmad would have went 3 games in a row without playing a minute. And if this was a player who I felt like Man United could do with, if this was Rashford, if this was Højlund, if this was Zirkzee, if this was Bruno, if it was Garnacho, I would say the same thing. How can a player kind of gain consistent football or gain momentum in his football if he can't get a fair run of games or a fair run of minutes? Are you telling me Ahmad is that bad in training? Guys, if Ahmad gets dropped from the matchday squad, I wouldn't be surprised if Erik Ten Hag says that he's that bad in training. Big up to Chalaboy comments. He's the newest member in the community, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome to the gang. Enjoy the emojis and all the custom member content that you get as well. Johnny says, I missed the game. Were we bad? Guys, who wants to break the news to Johnny? Who wants to break the news to Johnny? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. He didn't look happy. Nah, he didn't look one bit happy. He did not look one bit happy. We will lose Ahmad on a free and another 40 million down the drain. I mean, the fact that we spent that much on a... By the way, when we brought him, I remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying he's the best raw talent in Europe at this age. And if Man United were able to nurture him, he would become a fruitful asset for them. And the worst thing is, on top of all of this is, guys, we still don't have a right winger. We're playing Marcus Rashford at right-hand side. We are playing Marcus Rashford on the right-hand side. Ruud gave him words of affirmation and physical touch. Look at that. Ruud van Nistelrooy gave him 2 out of the 5 love languages. 2 out of the 5. It's so selfish, I'm sorry, but it's generally parasitic. It's like when he didn't celebrate with Sancho when he scored. Oof. Don't be too loud. People might not like it. Don't be too loud. Ahmad should leave for the sake of his career, just like Palmer did. Boy is a baller, but Erik Ten Hag is ruining him. Maybe he's disappointed that he's not coming on earlier, or Ten Hag's lack of faith. I do feel like if the tables were turned and Anthony did not get injured, I really do question, do you lot think we would have seen Ahmad? Do you guys think we would have seen Ahmad? Because I don't think we would have. He's an asset, but Ten Hag is such a trash manager. He can't see. Let's see. And I don't want to do this to myself. Mina, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why am I doing this to myself? I'm going to go see if there's anything else from Erik Ten Hag. Because, you know, Erik Ten Hag beat Erik Ten Hag in. Talk about Mason Mount too. Brother, what can I say about Mason Mount? What can I say about Mason Mount? Erik Ten Hag said, what? Erik Ten Hag, I knew it. Guys, I knew he was going to say this. I knew he was going to say this. Erik Ten Hag, speaking to TNT Sport after the game, said, and brace yourselves, guys, when you take 2 points at Porto and Fenerbahce away, it shows we are a team that's hard to beat. Erik Ten Hag said, when you take 2 points at Porto and Fenerbahce away, it shows we are a team that's hard to beat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. I understand the matchups, yeah, for like the kind of matchup that Porto is. I understand the kind of matchup that Fenerbahce is. But one team has near enough to 600 million worth of transfers in the team. One team has 600 million worth of transfers in the team, and the other doesn't. Porto, by the way, won today. Porto won. They won. Now, I know they lost their opening game, but Porto won. Porto got a win out of their 3 games. Fenerbahce got a win. United don't. United don't. Well, yeah, guys, I think when Erik Ten Hag, once he leaves Manchester United, guys, I might just have to do a stream, yeah, of all of the funniest things that Erik Ten Hag has said as Manchester United manager. Do you guys want to see that? Because we might have to sit here and reminisce of all of the stuff that he has said. But yeah, he said from 2 tough away games, we take 2 points. This is a result. It shows that we are a team that's hard to beat. I feel sick. I'm actually going to vomit. I'm actually going to vomit. It reminds me, by the way, it reminds me of what he said ahead of the game when he said, me and Jose Mourinho have won a lot of trophies. How many trophies? Erik Ten Hag hasn't even won, I think, double-digit trophies. Mourinho got over, like, 20, I think. If I'm not wrong, Jose Mourinho has over 20 trophies. Brother, you haven't hit double digits. Okay, you've won trophies. But I can name you a lot of other managers that have also won trophies. I can name you that too. Fenerbahce's whole squad is less than 100 million. And one of our players cost us 100 million euros. So we could have brought the entire Fenerbahce squad with what we spent on Anthony. If I'm not wrong. That's what we could have done. And one thing I'm kind of tired about hearing from Erik Ten Hag, it's probably the most frustrating thing that we hear a lot, is this. He said we have to win, and we came again in a position to win. We created chances, but we have to be killing more, and we let the opponent get away with a point. Why is it? Why is it? He talks about that so much in like after the game. Like we have to be more this, we have to do this, we let the opponent do this. Then stop letting the opponent do that. Surely it can't be like, am I wrong? I'm adding 1 + 1 and I'm getting 2. But I feel like Erik Ten Hag is adding 1 + 1 and he's getting 3.7564. It just doesn't make sense. You don't hear Pep talking about treble in press conferences every time. I don't even think he's even mentioned. Like, does he even? I don't watch Pep pressers, by the way. I don't watch Pep pressers, but I never hear about him mentioning it. I never hear it. I think it's 26 trophies to 7. Ange has twice as many goals as us with a forward line that has Johnson and Werner. Brother, don't be too loud. Come on, don't be too loud. I actually want to see who's got our most. I can't. Why did I need to go to transfer market? Because I'm pretty sure Christian Eriksen has the most goal involvements for Manchester United this season. And yeah, okay. Christian Eriksen has. Oh, he's got. Is this right? Is this? Why does this look wrong? Hasn't updated. Oh, apparently he's got 4 and 3. 4 goals and 3 assists. But he scored today, so that's 5 goals and 3 assists. 8 goals. 8 goal involvements, sorry, he's got so far. Okay. All right, let's look ahead. Let's look ahead. Let me pull this up quickly. Nah, that picture is so funny of Jose Mourinho and Erik Ten Hag. He actually little broed him. Let's look ahead, guys. Next 3 games. Next 3 games. West Ham on Sunday. And then we got Leicester midweek, followed by Chelsea on Sunday. The 2 Premier League games. 2 games. How many points? How many points do you think United are getting? I can't. Oh my God. I'm dreading that Chelsea game. I'm dreading that. I feel like West Ham, Man United could they could sniff out a draw. But equally with saying that, let me look at West Ham's record quickly. Just in general. West Ham in general, right? Okay, their form is a bit wishy-washy like United. 4-1 loss to Tottenham, then a 4-1 win over Ipswich, a 1-1 draw with Brentford, and then 5-1 walloping to Liverpool in the League Cup, and then a 3-0 loss to Chelsea. They be conceding goals. One thing about West Ham, they be conceding goals. And now they're coming up against a team that don't be scoring goals. So you lot make sure you stock up on your snacks, on your food for Sunday, because it might be a boring game. It really, really might be a boring game. 3 wins, 1 draw. Damn. 1 point, 4 points total. I'm assuming that win comes against West Ham. West Ham are worse than us. Yeah, they are worse than us. Chelsea's okay. Hey, that's where I draw the line. If Man United lose to Chelsea with a crazy kind of scoreline, don't even let him leave Old Trafford. Take him straight upstairs and sack him. I'm being dead honest, guys. If Manchester United lose to Chelsea in the manner that they lost to Spurs and Liverpool, take him upstairs to the executive room and sack him. P45 ready, bam, on the table. Someone call HMRC Monday morning and let them know. Because it's one thing to lose a game to a top 6 rival, but to lose in a embarrassing fashion, especially if Sancho scores. Well, if Sancho scores, yeah, you're gonna have to take me out of my house in a stretcher, guys, because I think at that point, I'm done. No more streams. Oh, Sancho can't play yet because he's Man United. Yeah, Man United. He's on loan from United, so he can't play against his parent club. 3 wins, 1 draw, or 3 wins and 1 loss versus Chelsea. I'm hoping home advantage works in our favor, brother. I respect the optimism, Chalaboy. I respect it. But when has home advantage worked for United over the last 12 months under Erik Ten Hag. When has it worked even this season? Against smaller teams, okay, yeah. That's about it. That's about it. Bury him in the field at OT. You know where the hyenas are buried that Pogba left? Yeah, dig them up and put him there. Get the hyenas out of the ground and put him there. It's his funeral. Because I'm not joking, guys. If we lose to Chelsea, and I hope we don't, and I'm hoping that United are up for it, but going off of history this season, when was the last time Chelsea beat us at OT? That's true. That's true. They ain't beat us at OT in a minute, you know. Let me look at Man United versus Chelsea previous results in the Prem. I'm still traumatized, by the way, from that Cole Palmer thing at the end of last season. Okay. This is let me see the last time. Okay. Man United, they ain't beat us in a minute at home, you know. Guys, I'm scrolling very, very far back right now. Old Trafford, 11 years. 11 years ago. A lot has happened in 11 years. A lot has... 5th of May, 2013, guys. Where were you in 2013? Let me know what you lot were doing in 2013. Because 11 years, that's long. My nephew wasn't born then. My niece... two of my nephews and my niece weren't born then. I was still young. You know, I wasn't even in university at that point. So then another record to break, yeah. But I'm hoping it's the hope that keeps me going, guys. It's really, really the hope that keeps me going at this point. Because if without the hope, I would have been spewing madness. That's a bad sign, Mina. That would be a new record form, Ten Hag to add to his list. A levels, yeah. 2013 was a long time ago, guys. Who's that? Who's even in that team? Let's see what that starting 11 was. Starting 11 was Anders Lindegaard. You know what Anders Lindegaard is doing right now? He was in goal for United then. Do you know what he's doing now? He works for UBS, guys. He's gone into banking. He quit his job in football and he's in banking. Anders Lindegaard was in goal. Rafael da Silva right back. Johnny Evans was playing. Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra, Phil Jones was playing in midfield with Valencia. Anderson, cleverly, Ryan Giggs, Robin Van Persie. But that was an irrelevant game, right? At that point, I think it wasn't really that relevant. But yeah, Butner came off the bench, Rooney came onto the bench, and Javier Hernandez came off the bench, and Rafael da Silva got sent off. Half of them guys, I don't even think they're playing football anymore, guys. I don't even think they're playing football anymore. But listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. We hit 100 likes, which is good. We hit 100 likes. But make sure if you haven't hit the like button, do me a favor, go and hit it right now. Tomorrow morning, inshallah, 5 and 5 will be uploaded. I just need to edit it. But 5 things we learned in 5 minutes. I don't even think it's going to be 5 minutes long. But I'll try and make it 5 minutes long. That'll be up tomorrow. Then, of course, we got Daily Dose of Mina as well. And then we've got content coming over the weekend. It's another match day on Sunday. So we got content coming leading up to that. The Lowdown, we'll be back with the Lowdown as well with Saeed, 1 o'clock on Saturday as well. Tuesday, we will be back as well with Marcel, Mina and Marcel here on the channel as well. Should I start doing watch-alongs? I don't know, guys, because you know what I realized? I enjoy watching football on my sofa rather than watching it in my studio. I'm just being honest. El Clasico on Saturday. We've got a lot of games next week. You know, there's some big games as well in the Saudi League next week as well. Number 1, we are shit. As usual. That might be my number 1. Number 1, we are shit. We are shit. But yeah, we got the content coming, inshallah. So make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you follow me on all platforms here as well. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of that stuff. I got a lot of stuff coming on Instagram. I am now working with, I can't announce it yet, but I will announce it in the coming days. One of the biggest broadcasters in sports. I'll be working with them as a freelance creator for them. So if you want to see it on a regular basis, make sure you follow me on Instagram right there. All link is in the bio of the video as well. But yeah, like I said, 5 and 5 will be uploaded tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. And if you are new here, please do consider subscribing. Thank you to everyone for joining, who joined, members, super chats, whoever sent in super chats as well. Much love. I appreciate it. It supports the channel and it keeps it going. We'll be back tomorrow, inshallah, man. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. I'm out. Peace.